What's up, guys? Welcome back for episode 6. If you're just joining in, last time I installed the inlays, but a couple of them needed just a little bit of fixing. In this episode, I'm gonna take some time. I'm gonna work on the inlays that need just a little bit of work, and then I will get the frets installed. So sit back, relax, grab some snacks, and enjoy the show. So last time, working on the inlays, I wanna fix a couple of the spots, so we're gonna do that today. Quick thing, I redrew the center line on here because this guy, he was just slightly off, so I'm gonna re-drill that one. On both of these pieces at the first fret, I didn't have the inlay deep enough, so as I sand away the brass on both of them. So I'm gonna re-drill and get this brass piece out, and then I've got a new brass piece and some additional turquoise, so I will redo these, and yeah, let's get to it. Dog, that was beautiful. That was incredibly satisfying. I got a new sanding beam from StewMac. It has the same radius, but it's a lot longer, so it should make the sanding go a lot quicker. Kind of see that it's discolored right around it just because I had moved it. So I'm gonna try and fill it and grain match it so that, yeah, you can't notice. So, all right. Music back on. All right, after all that, I revisited it, and now you really can't tell. So I'm happy with it. I think we're ready for the next step, which all I'm gonna do is get this thing prepped for fretting. A few moments later. I was getting ready to do the frets, and I realized I don't have half the freaking tools I need. I don't have my fret depth gauge to see if all the frets are deep enough. I don't even think I have the frets. So I'm gonna go home. Tomorrow we'll try again. I'll make sure I have everything I need, and yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. Oh, this time I brought all my tools. I've got my gold Fretwire. One thing about this is it wasn't pre-cut or pre-radiused, so I had to get a Fretwire bender, which, you know, to me, investment in tools, learn how to do it. It's not difficult, so we're gonna bend our own frets, we're gonna cut them. I'm gonna install them. I've got my fret press over here. I've got hammers, Tang nippers. I've got all the tools that I will need, and yeah, I'll show you the process along the way. So let's get to it. The reason I curve the fret wire is because the flat fret wire doesn't contour to the fretboard, so the ends would stick up, but the curved fret wire does. Now you know. Fretting can be pretty meticulous. I first start out by cleaning all the gunk out of the frets to make sure that each fret is deep enough. If they aren't deep enough, I use the fret saw to make sure they are. The fret saw has a depth stop so that I don't cut too deep. I constantly have to keep cleaning out the fret slots so I can measure the depth, but also when I go to install the frets, that there's not additional buildup. The last step is using a triangle file to give the fret slots a slight bevel so that it makes the frets easier to go in. Then, once I'm ready to cut the frets, I make sure to do them in order. The reason for this is the fretboard gets wider as you move down the fretboard, so the fret length is going to change. Then I come back with the Tang nipper, which, as the name implies, nips the tang so that the additional part doesn't stick outside the fretboard. You need to be radiused more. So I popped that one out. I radiused it a little bit more. Might be a little too aggressive, but let's see if it'll... All right, after looking at this, I am gonna redo the frets. I didn't have the frets radiused enough, I think, so the edges were coming up. So I'm just gonna quickly do this. Yeah, so what? No harm, done. It's just more time, but I'd rather it be perfect, so not bad. But again, we can do better. So I've got my fretboard radius. When I put the fret in, there should be a little space in the center, and that's so when I compress it down, it wants to push out to the sides. This is a little bit more drastic than it was originally, so I'm gonna clean the fret slots out real quick, test this one, see if that works a little better. It's only messing up if you can't fix it, right? I think that's right. Where'd that fret go? I just had it. Son of a bitch. That's sitting much better on the edges. So the edges were coming up, but because I curved this one a little bit more, now it's pressing really well into there. So I'm just gonna redo all these by hand. Yeah, shouldn't take too long. All right, gang, some of the fret ends aren't sitting all the way on the board, so I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna try and figure out why. I think it's a good place to stop and just be able to take a step back and be like, okay, you know, let's see if I'm missing something or what. What am I not doing right? So I'm gonna figure it out, and yeah, we'll be back. So we're back. I had a long little break. The ends are not seating as well, and I thought of a couple fixes, so I'm gonna pull these out, and yeah, I'm gonna redo it. So, yay, let's watch. Woo! All right, so I pulled off a couple of these. A couple of them were pretty good. They don't need redone. The other ones, the ends were coming up. So I pulled those off and I will repress them, and I'll kind of talk through what adjustments I needed to do after nipping the tangs. What's up, what's up? All right, so when I was pulling the frets out, it kind of pulled some of the wood up. Not a big deal. I just put the wood back and filled a little bit with some rosewood dust. I'm gonna wait for this to dry, sand it, clean my frets. So I'm glad we're past this point because I was just stressing about it a little bit. There's a bunch of things I personally think I could do better, but I think Heath's gonna be pretty excited with the final product. I'm just gonna focus on taking my time and just put my best I can into it. Keep going. Hello. Coming down here. All right, so where I nipped the tang, on the underside, right here, isn't all flush, it's kind of jagged. What I realized, and that I'm gonna do, is take a handy little file, and I'm going to, see if I can zoom in, I'm going to file these so it lays nice and flush inside the fret. I'm just gonna clean these up. Seems to be working rather well. Ooh, this is perfect. All right, let's give you a before and after. Before, I mean, it's not the worst, but like, it's not super clean. And now you can tell it's super clean. So again, that's just gonna help it sit into the wood a little better. I'm I'm using wood glue. It's not to glue the frets in place. It's to fill the void in the extra space between the wood and the tang. But I'm using the wood glue because it's water-based. It's super easy to wipe up. And now, you know, it's super clean. These frets are sitting really flush and I'm very pleased so far. So keep going. I learned this tip and a bunch of others from Ben Crow over at Crimson Guitars. You should definitely check him out. I'll leave a link to his channel down below. Why is my camera overheating? Just gonna sit, I guess. So, well, if I was just gonna sit, I might as well zoom the in. All the frets are pressed in, which makes me feel really good. I kept messing these up and I didn't understand why. I have the fret press, so it presses them all pretty evenly. I was kind of confused on why the ends were coming up, and I guess it was just that little extra on the tang, not letting them seat all the way in. Pretty excited. You know, it feels really nice to get past that. Let's keep on moving. I'm gonna trim the extra off these fret ends, and then I'm gonna use this flat file to get them flush with the fretboard. Then I'll come in with this 30-degree block. Puts a nice 30-degree chamfer, whatever. It just makes it nice and comfortable for playing. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Enjoy watching. Alright, so I got the fret ends trimmed down flush to fretboard, and I also put in 30-degree angle. The next thing, which I already kind of started on, if you can see the ends of the frets, there's kind of a little gap, so I'm going to fill those with some dust so that you don't see them. Cool. Well, that was a bunch of fun. Those frets were giving me a really hard time. I was struggling and they had me questioning pretty much everything that I was doing. So I'm glad that's over with. And you know, that's just building stuff, so is what it is. Next episode, we'll start shaping the neck. It's a super fun process. Yeah, go watch it. If you're enjoying the show, comment, like, subscribe, do all the things. If you want to see more guitar building content, I have a link in the description below to my Instagram. If you're looking to build your dream guitar, shoot me an email. We can set up a consultation and maybe your guitar could be on the YouTube channel. I hope this video motivates you to build, create, just do something outside your comfort zone. I know if I can build a guitar that you can do pretty much anything you set your mind to. Just don't be afraid to make mistakes, because mistakes are gonna happen and it's all about how you fix them. On that note, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Let me talk, come on, you got it, be excited. All right. Didn't realize I was recording already. On an Allman Brothers kick. Love me Derek Trucks, love me Dwayne Allman. Dickie Betts. Hello. I'm just talking right now. Honestly, just shut up. Did I need to show you me messing up? No, but I want to be real, and this is what really happened, so whatever. Hopefully this video stuff will actually look cool later. It's gonna be real lame if it, like, it's just kind of shit and nobody watches it. Lovely.
What are you gonna charge for these, dude? You gotta start figuring it out. I might have to get you to make one. I want to see how they play, man.
I'm only gonna get better at this.
Yep.
And then two, right now in the beginning, like, they're gonna be cheaper in the beginning. I don't know.
Let me know. Can't wait to play this thing,
Sounds
dude.
good, yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna
You're good. Okay. Yeah, all this stuff is just time lapse.